Everyone out there that plays fantasy, they love championship hardware, so I need some pass catchers, man.
Yeah, man, and I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel. Now, you can start Emmanuel Sanders, too, here. He was the big star last week, but Deebo, he's still giving you more than 14 fantasy points in 5 straight games. Atlanta's given up 10 touchdowns and the 5th most fantasy points to perimeter receivers.
Yep.
Excuse me. So Deebo is a very good start. And then Jarvis Landry, again, every week. Keep him in your lineup. He scored double-digit fantasy points in every game since week 8. The Cardinals have given up 8 touchdowns and nearly 25 fantasy points per game to the slot this season. My sleeper is Dede Westbrook. Now, if DJ Chark can't play, Westbrook is a very solid option. He's seen 7 or more targets in 3 straight games. The Raiders have allowed 10 touchdowns to slot receivers and over 40 fantasy points per game to receivers on their home field. So Dede Westbrook, he's available in some leagues too. Pick him up and start him if Chark is unable to go.
Okay, how about that? Who you sitting, though?
John Brown, I told you weeks ago to trade him because you had to sell high. The matchups were bad, and he has not been producing, averaging fewer than 10 fantasy points per game over his last 3 games. The Steelers are giving up fewer than 12 yards per catch and an average of fewer than 19 fantasy points per game to receivers lined out wide. So I'm fading Brown. Josh Allen's also a fade for me this week. And then Tyler Boyd. Now, I know A.J. Green's out. Of course, he's always been out. Auden Tate just went on injured reserve. But the Patriots have allowed just 2 touchdowns and fewer than 15 fantasy points per game to the slot. So maybe you're going to start him as a flex because the targets might be there. The matchup, though, Cole, is very, very difficult.